everyone, it's Budget with Mama Bear. Thanks for stopping by my channel. Today is Focus Friday. We are doing Focus Fridays in July regarding budgeting, and I have gotten such great feedback. I want to continue through the end of this month with different topics on Fridays. So normally I also do a cash stuffing kind of check-in. We are not going to do that today. Why? Because I have a lot to go into with our Focus Friday, and I didn't want to make this video a little too long. So another thing is if you hear my chair, I have the comfy chair I'm using today. I'm not sitting on the stool, so I have to kind of get up and down to kind of make sure we're good in frame and stuff. So if you hear it like that, that's what's going on. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started. How's everybody doing? Did you have a wonderful week? Look, I've got to show you this. Can y'all see my watch? Yes, I'm filming on Thursday. I just figured out how to do this. And it's little Minnie. And I changed her dress to pink. And she dances and she points at the date, tells me the degrees and the time. So cute. That one's for you, Donna. Yeah, so kind of squirrel moment, but I thought it was really cute. So I'm leaving my watch on today. All right, let's go ahead and get started here. Before we get into the book, I did want to show you a couple things really quickly that you're going to be seeing this month. So let me get those out. Put my binder here. Now, y'all have seen this already, and you know that I'm saving for the Disney budget cruise. That's what I'm going to call it. But I've added some things in here, and so I want to tell you why and what else you're going to be seeing. So this beautiful challenge is from Lisa Grateful Me. The Happy Mailbox Co. is her Etsy shop. She is doing a whole group of savings challenges for all the states, and she's almost got all of them up in her shop. I went ahead and jumped on the Connecticut one. Now I wasn't supposed to buy anything this month, so this is my one digital download that I did buy because there's a reason. I need to start it now. We just decided to go to see my husband's mom, and this is where they're from because he really is missing her and he really needs to go and see her. So my caregiver is amazing. She said she's going to stay extra to take care of my mom so I can go. Here's the thing. It's a cheap trip because I have a credit through an airline from last year because I couldn't go on our trip because some things were happening with my mom, and it's going to expire in October. So I got to use that. Plus I had enough points where my husband's flight is paid for as well. So, and we're going to stay with mom. So this is going to be used for our spending money, and I totaled up all the numbers, all the cute little Connecticut icons, and it'll be $60. So I'm going to double each number as I do them, so we'll have at least $120 in our pocket if we need it, because it's going to be a really short trip, but I just wanted to show you that you'll see this kind of pop in. I'm going to save it because I need to get it saved. We're going sometime in September. And I need to get this saved. So cute. This is a little envelope that comes with it. I always cut the top off because I don't fold it over, but very cute. So I want to show you that. And then when you buy something from her this month, I wanted to show you, I got the Sloth Savings Challenge with the matching envelope. So cute. Look at how cute this is. She has the cutest little digital downloads. And you can save $250 with this. So this is a good freebie. All right, so I got that. And then she also sent me a bunch of the Disney trip challenges. And it's a challenge on the envelope. So what I did is I pulled the ones that I want and I put them in here. Because when we go on this cruise, we're going to probably stay. I was thinking before or after. We're probably going to go after the cruise. We're going to go to Disney World and make the best of the trip, right? Because we're all the way out in Florida. So we need to save for that as well. So I added in some things. We will need to stay at a hotel. So I did put the hotel one in here. And then park tickets. Oh my word, I looked at how much park tickets are. It's been a while. We want to go to at least 2 of the parks. One of them is going to be Epcot because that's our favorite. Um, oh my word. Because long story short, we used to get in free. You can probably figure out why. Okay. So yeah, we have to pay for it now. Yeah. Okay. Food. I might have underestimated this. I put it at 150 for 2 days. I don't know. That's enough. If not, we can pull from the next one. Souvenirs, $200 because I want to buy some things when I'm at Disney World, especially at Epcot. It's fun. And yeah, so I added that to the back. Oh, by the way, I didn't just hole punch it. I added like a little strip down at the bottom so I didn't have to put it in an envelope. Like, you know, and I didn't want these to get cut off. I wanted to just pop them in here. So there we go. I just wanted to show you that. So when you see this and that's in there, you know why. All right, let's move on to what we're talking about for our Focus Friday. So we're going to be talking about budgeting our monthly. I was going to put a paper clip here. I don't know why I didn't. First thing I want to show you is, I'm squirreling. I'm sorry. Let me just check. I'm going to show you my homework. So last week on Friday, I need to also slow down. Slow your roll, mama. Last week on Friday, we did, your homework was to list out your sinking funds, add any extras that you think you're missing, and then highlight them in importance. So I want to show you, I did this and I updated my binders. So I listed everything down and put stars, asterisks next to the ones that I'm adding in. And then I got my 3 colors. Pink is necessity, okay? Green is secondary, and then blue is we need to save, but if I can't, I'll be okay. Now, don't come at me for putting my fur babies as secondary, because you know they're going to be fed. And if they're not, it'll come, if that money isn't in here, it'll come out of my grocery budget. Okay, those are my children too. All right. So, but the way that I set up my binders, I only wanted 10 in each binder. So I did add an extra binder. You're used to seeing these 2. Okay. So this is going to be my important number 1, then my secondary, and then if I have money for, and that's what I added in here. Okay. And we'll go through these when we stuff them. But I just want to show you I did my homework. Okay, I did want to pop this in. I finished filming and I totally forgot to go over this with you because there's lots of you that have been following this journey and I need you to see what I had to do in here. So I'm popping this into the video and filmed it later, but we did receive our wood finally. I feel good now. We ended up getting 4 cords of wood. We do heat our house, if you don't know this, with our fireplace, and our wood does that for us. My husband, because of an accident he had several years ago, it's not safe for him to go out and cut our own wood because you can do that here with permits that are really cheap. I mean, it is cheap to do it, but it's very laborious and you have to go kind of far. It's dangerous to go and do that based on what happened to him. So I chose a couple years ago to start saving money to just have it delivered from a local place. So we're supporting local and they do it all for us. The only thing we have to do is stack it. So it worked out. So I do want to show you that I do have to take the money out of here now because I had to pay them. Now I say on here fully funded. Based on last year, I just did the amount that we paid last year. Actually, we paid a lot less last year. Yeah. I think because of diesel prices, going and getting it and all that, like it went up. So we have a fully funded slip here for $1,000, right? That was the goal, to get to 1,000. So we do have $1,000 here. I had 800 in the bank already. All right, so I have to take this out now. And then this right here is $200, 150, 70, 80, 90, 200. All right, so that is coming out. We'll take this to the bank, but we're gonna write on here how much it cost. So today, actually, because I'm filming this on Thursday, is the 18th. We're going to write wood minus $1,300. So that put us in the hole $300. So here's what I need to do, because I can't just say, oh, well, we're going to take it out of propane, which has $1,000 in it. So propane, we are going to use the 500 placeholder, take that out. I need to take 300. So we're going to put 200 back in here. All right, that's going to go away. And technically now we've got our, so we put 300. So we are at 0 now. Transfer. Okay, so we're good on wood. We're gonna take this $200, deposit it. So basically the money is there. I didn't write a bad check. But I know that when propane comes, I don't have $1,000 anymore. We're gonna take the fully funded out because now it's time to save for next year. And now propane, we have to update that tracker, which I did already. Oh, there we go. So transferred to wood 300. So now we're at 700. So we have to stuff this before that guy comes. It would be great if it was like $600 bill and then I won't have to worry about it. I'm not too as worried about propane as I was wood. Okay, so we'll be okay. All right, so I just wanted to show you that because y'all have been following my wood and propane journey for a while. So let's get back into budgeting. I'll set these aside here. All right, so what I did was I highlighted in pink all of the necessities, and then green, and then blue. So, and then when I made a dashboard, I put the check mark. That's what those are for, because I needed to make new dashboards for them. All right, so I did my homework. Did you? Let me know down in the comments. All right, we're going to talk today about monthly bills and budgeting. How do you budget with your pay, all your bills that have to be paid, and not feel overwhelmed and feel like I cannot save any money? Because I've heard that a lot. I have to pay all my bills. Once that, I just feel overwhelmed. Like I just have to, all the money's gone. How do you save? I never can save. I was in that same boat for many years. Okay. We've all been there. But this is why I want to go through this with y'all. And no matter if you've been budgeting for a while or just started, this might resonate with you. Like if you write it down, and I talk about this all the time, if you write it down and you see it on paper, you're going to see that if you're living in your means, you will have some extra money that you could use for other things. And even if it's $5 a month in the beginning, it's okay, right? It's okay. I'm starting to talk low. Hold on. Let me get my fairest of them all cup. All right. So what we're going to talk about is I'm going to give you like a sample budget and sample bills and all of that. We're going to go through it all. But what I did was I wrote down all of my monthly bills. Now yours might look completely different than this, but it's just, this is a sample so you can see how we started off. So mortgage or rent, we're all paying one of them, right? Unless if you've got your house paid off. Kudos to you. Oh, I want to be you when I grow up, because this is very daunting to me, but that's okay. This is why I'm on this road. Electricity, gas, or propane. In fact, you know what I'm going to do here? Let me pop up. I'm going to zoom you in real quick here. Okay, there we go. You can see a little bit better. So gas or propane, I'm on propane, and it's not a monthly bill, but it's something I stuff monthly because I want to make sure when that bill comes, I'm not stuck like I've been in the past putting it on a credit card. Don't want to do that. So phone, your cell phones. I always write phone still, I know everybody has a cell phone now. Car payment, if you have one, car insurance, Life insurance might be a bill that you pay monthly. We do. I put fuel as a monthly bill, even though it is a variable, because I can't get to work and my husband can't get to work without our fuel for our cars, right? In our truck. So I see that as a necessity, and it's something that I budget $100 a week for us to pay that, right? So if it's fixed, that's fixed, right? I put it in here. All right, credit cards, minimum plus. I always have been told, and I should preface this, I am not a financial advisor. I am just showing you what I do, what I've learned, what's working for me, my process. This is not the end all be all, y'all, okay? But I've been told that don't pay just the minimum, pay a little bit more, and it helps your credit score. I don't know. It's just something I've always done. So if like the minimum's 35, I'll pay 45. I just bump it up a little bit, and if I can only pay the minimum. And then your snowball amounts, because hopefully if you've got credit card debt, you're doing the snowball method and getting those paid off. So what are those amounts? Maybe it's one credit card you're putting more money towards. What's that amount going to be every month until it's paid off? Okay, then we all have TV, and now most people do streaming. Some people are still using like DirecTV or Dish or something like that. You need to put that bill. So this is mine. I stream everything, and I do a lump sum for my budget, but I did write out all the streaming services so I can reflect on how much I'm paying for each of them, because they have the sneaky way of increasing the amount along the way, right? Peacock. I just got notified that Peacock's going to go up $2 a month. But it's still cheaper to do it this way than it was to do DirecTV. So I am happy with doing this. So we do Paramount Plus, Disney Plus, Discovery Plus, Peacock, and Netflix. Other subscriptions that we have, so any other subscriptions that you pay monthly for that you need for your household. So we do Apple Storage, we do HP Inc., and my husband has Cirrus and on his truck, and so it's something he doesn't want to give up. I know, I wish we could, but he wants it, so that is in there. So I listed out all my monthly bills. This is what has to get paid before I do anything else. All of this is paid out of my bank account. I do not pull the money out for it. So I budget it, but it stays in there, okay? Because I pay everything online like most of us do. All right, so now that we've done that, then we have to go, okay, monthly, what does each one cost? So on my sample budget, okay, this is not how much my bills are, right? I don't like sharing that information, which I hope y'all can understand. All right, so mortgage, we're gonna say is $2,000 a month. We're gonna come back to these. Phone, well, actually we'll just start. So electricity, that changes, right? Your electricity bill changes based on your usage. Go back and look at the season on electricity. That's what I do. If I start in, let's say June, when it starts getting hot, and I look back at the last 3 months when it was cold, that's not going to help me budget for the summer. I look at the previous summer's bills and I average the amount of what I paid for electricity, and that's what I budget for the summer, because we run our air conditioning all summer long, and so I have to budget a little more in the summer than I do in the winter. All right. We also, our lights are on more in the winter because it's darker earlier. So I look at the months that I'm budgeting for in the previous year. I don't go back to because of the way we live here in where I'm at. Okay. But you want to do an average about what you pay during that time period, that season. All right. So we're going to say our average is $150 a month for electricity. And then, because gas and propane, I do differently. I don't do a monthly amount. I'm not going to include that here. So we're going to cross that off. All right. Phones, because my family is all on my bill, those Cubs, it's about $250 a month on this sample budget. Car payment, we're going to say, let's say you have a car payment, that's $350 a month. Nope. Well, we'll switch the amounts because I meant to say 500. Okay, we'll say car insurance is 500 a month. I'm using the bear pen that I can't erase. Usually I use these. All right, life insurance. Let's say we're paying 130 a month. Fuel. Y'all know I do 400 a month. That's 400. That's $100 a week. So y'all know my fuel amount. I tell you that all the time. All right. We're going to say our credit cards with all the minimums is about 500 a month. Our TV overall is about 60, what did I say? 495. And so the other subs was 54.98. All right, and then I did write in all my amounts. So Paramount is $11.99, Disney Plus is $18.99, Discovery is $4.99, Peacock at the time I did this budget was $5.99. Now it's going to be $7.99, so I have to change my budget again. Netflix is one that likes to creep up, $22.99. Ugh, Netflix. Remember when it was only $5 a month? All right. Apple is $9.99. HP Ink, I just increased the amount because I've been printing a lot to $20.99 a month, which is a lot better than paying for the ink cartridges. And then Cirrus is $24. Okay, so I wrote in all my monthly amounts. All right, that's important to do. Now we're going to go in and based on this and based on what we get paid. So we're going to say this sample income for the month is $6,000. All right, we're going to say that is what we make. These are our bills for this sample budget. Now let's go to our weekly budget. So not everybody gets paid weekly. Some people get paid bi-weekly. Some people get paid funky like we do, where my husband gets paid the 15th and the 30th. I get paid on the 25th. So the end of the month, we get most of our money. So that actually goes towards the next month when we first started out. And then we get this middle of the month pay, right? So that end of the month pay is going to carry us to the mid-month where we get paid again. And when we were living paycheck to paycheck, that's how we looked at it. That money's got to get us to here, and then we get some more money, right? So everybody's got how they get paid. I am going to base this on a weekly budget. I did want to show you something, though, just in case you're curious. I did write this up for you to kind of see my thinking here. So when I want to show you what we had to do, and just so you're not confused, let me just do this. Okay. So with a $6,000 income, and we get paycheck A on the 15th and the 30th, and paycheck B comes in on the 25th. This is the way I broke it out. So on the 15th, we get $2,000 right here. And then on the 30th, and around that time, we're getting $4,000 deposited into our account, okay? Remember, this is a sample. This is not what we get paid. I don't share that. So if you look at percentages, we get 33% of our income on the 15th and 67% of our income on the end of the month. So when we look at a bill, if we're trying to save to keep that month ahead, right? We are going to be, let's say the mortgage is $2,000. When that first paycheck comes around, we're going to save 33% of the mortgage, which is $660. Okay? We're going to take that out of that money. So when we get to the end of the month, we have that mortgage paid. So then at the second pay period, we have $4,000. So we're going to take 67% of that money and put that $1,340 into our mortgage envelope or whatever, your budget. And now we'll have the $2,000. So when the first comes around, we have our $2,000 to pay our mortgage. And I did that with all of our bills to make sure we were staying a month ahead. I still do it. Okay. Now, once you get 2 months ahead, 3 months ahead, it's a little bit easier, but this is kind of how we do our percentages. We look at how much of percent and how did that income is towards our bills. All right. So I just kind of wanted to give you a sample of that. Now, if you're not a month ahead yet, here, I'll cover this up now. These are my little cheat sheet notes. You have to make a list of the dates of your pay and the due dates of your bills. And you've got to see, okay, I need to have enough money to pay those important bills. And maybe your first paycheck, you don't have any extra money to put towards savings. But when you get paid the second time, we do. And that we're going to put, here's what your savings are going to be until you get a month ahead. A little bit into emergency and the rest of it into a month ahead. Because you want to get yourself an emergency fund and month ahead as soon as possible. Okay, so that way you can get to step 2, which is this way. All right. So now that I've got my weekly budget that I set up, y'all hanging in there with me? I know it's a lot of talking, but hopefully with the visuals, it's helping you stay focused on what we're doing. All right, so what we're gonna do for our weekly, and I just threw my sheet away, is since we're working off that $6,000 budget, we're going to say weekly is $1,500 because if you do that times 4, it's 6,000. And we're going to break it into 25% basically for each of these bills. So 25% of my 2,000 is $500 a week I have to put towards my mortgage. $37.50 for electricity based on what I budgeted. Phones is going to be $62.50, and now I have to flip these because of the way I wrote it out. Car insurance is going to be what the car payment was, right? Is that what oh well, we'll just write what it should be. So car insurance is $87.50. All right, and then car payment would be $125. And then life insurance would be $32.50. Fuel is our $100. Credit cards is $125. TV subscriptions is $16.23. And our other subscriptions is $13.75. All right, then we're going to total all those up and we get $1,099.98. The reason why I'm showing you that is that how much did we start off with? $1,500. So if you take $1,500, let me get my calci. Oops, sorry, Snow White. All right, if you take $1,500 and you subtract $1,099.98, that gives us 402 cents left over. Now, what am I going to do with this 402 cents? I have to put it towards groceries because you have to feed your family. Maybe also pet food, right? Those are necessities. If you have any other necessities from this 400, you need to put it here. Is spending money a necessity? Nope. So based on that, how much could you put towards savings, and how much, if you're not a month ahead, could you put towards month ahead? A week. So there is money here because you don't need $400 in groceries. All right, even if you put half of it, you still have money for savings and month ahead. All right, and if you're already a month ahead, then stick it here. And that means savings includes sinking funds. That is saving. You're saving for your sinking funds. So that is all included in there. You have money. You can do it. All right, we can do this. We can do this. Okay, so based on this and based on what we've talked about today, can you guess what your homework is going to be? All right, so I'm going to get my little sheet here because I don't want you to see it all at once. All right, so get your pen, paper, write it down. Pause it if you need to. Homework for July 19th is number 1, list your monthly bills. All right, I just showed you how to do that. So make a list of your monthly bills. You don't have to make it pretty, just list it out. Use that notebook that you have. Okay, number 2, list the totals for the month for each bill. And remember, you're gonna have to find the average on some of them, like electricity. Okay, so find the average on some based on the season for electricity. Even on gas, if you heat your house with gas or propane or oil, or whatever, and you're paying monthly, find the average of the season that you're in. Okay, write those down, your totals. Then write down your monthly estimated income, because some of you have variable incomes based on how much you work, right? Ours income is pretty set. The only variable that I have is what I make on YouTube and Etsy. Okay, our income's pretty set. But not everybody is, okay? There was a time in my life where I worked hourly and it changed. So what is my estimated income? What is my average that I typically make? And then do the math. So you're basically working on your monthly budget. Do the math. Monthly bills, subtract from what you make. What's left over? What are you going to do with that money? Think about it. It all has to go somewhere, okay? And that is how it's linking to your sinking funds, okay? Do the math. All right, so everybody has their homework for this week. I hope you got something out of Focus Friday today that helped you. I do love hearing your comments on what's working for you, what you're trying. Remember, this isn't for everyone. Everybody's at a different spot. But if you can get one little nugget of information, right? I still go and watch people and what they're doing. You know, I get inspired by y'all. And I try to share what is working for me. One of the big things that I talk about consistently is that you have to make what you do and what your budget work for you. This is just a sample. But if you do your homework and make your numbers work for you, you should be able to create your monthly budget and then decide, am I going to spread it out weekly, or I'm going to do bi-weekly, or if I'm going to just stick with a monthly. All right, y'all. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. I do look for questions first if I'm having trouble responding. So if you have any questions for me, just put it down in the comments. I'm so glad you spent some time with me today. You're focusing on your budget. You're doing your homework. You've got this. We've got this. We can do this. Have a blessed day. And as always, I double love you.